Chili lost a pup before Bluey, and the show's creator confirmed it. But the cartoon hides clues that this pup may still be present in the story, and you never noticed them until now.
You already know, right? Another Cinewave is starting.
Tree, you clicked on this video because you saw the pup hiding and watching the family in their backyard, didn't you? That opening image is no coincidence. And believe it or not, it's not an exaggeration to say that his spirit has always been there, protecting the little girls. Bluey's brother is a real character, and we have proof of it, even though you may not have seen him yet. To analyze this, let's take a look at the tree where the Healer family gathers. This tree appears in several episodes. It's a royal poinciana tree, and you'll be interested to know that in many cultures, this tree represents rebirth. And that's curious because that's exactly how Chili feels about her son. She wants the pup to come back to life because she lost him. That's exactly what we're talking about. Chili and Bandit's pup could be right there watching everything. That's why many people believe he might be a ghost. But it's not like he's going to haunt his family or anything like that. He likes taking care of his sisters and watching over his parents. Do you think we've lost our minds? Then get ready to see the evidence. Joe Brumm. You need to understand that Joe Brumm, the show's creator, has already made it clear that he did create a backstory for Bluey's family in which Chili had lost a baby before he was born. We learned about this after an episode of the official Bluey podcast called Gotta Be Done revealed that Joe Brumm shared this information during an interview with Australian journalist and author Isabel Oderberg. In other words, it is official information that Mrs. Healer lost her pup, but there is still a lot to discuss about this story because it goes much further than you might imagine. What you need to understand is how this entire story began. Episode. It all started in the episode The Show, when Bluey and Bingo decided to put on a play. What they didn't know was that, unfortunately, they had touched on a very sensitive subject. When you watch the scene where Bingo pretends to be Chili while she was pregnant and a balloon suddenly pops, you'll see why this is one of the most important scenes in the entire show. When the balloon bursts, Chili looks sad and Bandit holds her hand to comfort his wife. That moment was enough to make fans suspect that something had happened in the past. That's exactly why Joe Brumm had to confirm the truth to fans on the podcast we mentioned. On top of that, once we discover the meaning of the tree in the backyard, it makes sense to believe that the idea of rebirth exists because of the lost pup. See? Everything is connected. But is there more evidence? Of course there is. Before we see it though, answer one question. Would you like to be part of the Healer family? Comment with the hashtag Bluey so we can get to know you. Roxy. Moving on. The truth is that Roxy, the purple puppy who watches Bluey's house, has already appeared a few times. You're probably thinking about the pup who appears at the end of season 3, aren't you? And that actually makes sense. A lot of people believe that little puppy is Bluey's future daughter, but what if she isn't? It could very well be the official introduction of Roxy, the Healer's lost son, and that isn't such a strange idea when we look at the season 1 episode Fairies. In that episode, we saw Bingo spot a real fairy, and let's be serious here, that's undeniable proof that supernatural and magical things exist in Bluey, right? Everyone saw that fairy. That's why we suspect that the pup who appears at the end of the series, standing at the Healer's front door, could actually be Bluey's lost brother and not her future daughter. But if you think this show doesn't have that kind of Easter egg, then we're going to show you that Bluey is absolutely packed with hidden references. Long Dog. Long Dog is the biggest Easter egg in the show. In practically every episode, he's there, hidden somewhere in the background for you to find. But the curious thing about this little dog is that he doesn't seem to be an ordinary toy. Our theory is that Long Dog is actually a representation of Bluey's lost brother. And the reason we believe that is because this Easter egg appears in several different colors and forms, meaning he can be almost anything. And when we talk about many different colors, you immediately think about a rainbow, don't you? What else could represent all the colors in the world besides a rainbow? This is where the theory starts getting really crazy. In case you didn't know, a rainbow baby is a child who is born after a mother has lost another child, which means that Bluey and Bingo are exactly that. And the fact that Long Dog appears in several different colors creates a connection between the loss of Chili's pup and Bluey's birth. Pretty cool, right? But you can't say that's the only clue, because Bluey and Bingo's brother is even present in the sisters' dreams. Yes, Roxy is present in the sisters' dream, and we can prove it with with absolute certainty. Hold on, because this is going to blow your mind. Let's analyze the episode Sleepy Time. Pay very close attention because these details are extremely important. The first scene of the episode shows Chili reading Bingo a book about baby chicks and their mother hen. Notice that the little bird is hatching from an egg, meaning it is a story about births, something that did not happen with Chili's first pup. Then, Bingo dreams that she is hatching from an egg, just like the chick, but this egg is planet Earth. Here is an important fact. Our planet is the third closest to the sun, and yes, this is extremely important for understanding this episode. Bingo begins swimming through space, and there she finds another cracked planet, meaning someone else was also born from that other planet. And what world is that? It is Venus, the second closest planet to the sun, meaning it came before Earth. That is when Bluey appears and starts running with her on top of what would be the planet Jupiter. And this is the point where we confirm that Bluey was the one who came out of Venus. Oh, and one more thing. The planet Jupiter is represented by Bandit, since he is actually the one the girls are walking on. A little later in the episode, we see Bingo travel to the planet Mercury, which is the first closest planet to the sun. But this planet is not cracked, meaning that according to Bingo's dream, no one was born from it. Now let's think about how interesting this is. In theory, Bingo is Chili's third pup. In the dream, she was born from the third closest planet to the sun. Bluey, even though she is the oldest, would be Mrs. Healer's second pup, and she was born from the second closest planet. Are you starting to understand the pattern? Now, why is Mercury not cracked? It is simple. Because Chili's first pup, Roxy, was never born. And let's go back to the book Chili was reading to her daughter. It was a story about births. It is all right there for anyone who wants to see it. And if you really want to see it, remember one thing. Now, getting back to it, in the dream, the sun has Chili's voice. It is another confirmation that the lost pup always remained close to his mommy. Now, do you want to see an incredible connection? Go back to the scene where Bluey and Bingo are running on top of Jupiter. Right next to Bingo, there is a constellation of stars with a very suspicious shape. That is a long dog. It cannot be a coincidence. Not even close. Everything we said about Long Dog representing the lost brother makes sense, especially because if Long Dog is in the stars in that episode, it is a way of saying that he is in heaven. And if you think that was the only time something like this was used in the series, get ready to see something much stronger.
There's a new video here every day, so subscribe and hit the bell to stay up to date.
Rain. The episode Rain is another one that says a lot about Bluey's lost brother. Let's start by saying that this story is about Chili's relationship with Bluey. In this story, Mrs. Healer wants to get out of the rain because storms are bad. But Bluey is out in the rain and wants to keep playing there. Bluey is trying to get into the house because she wants to stop the rain. Let's remember, the rain is something bad and Chili does not want to stay out in it, but Bluey is there trying to make it stop. There is a moment, if you pause the video, when Bluey goes inside, bringing water and mud into the house. Chili gets angry and throws Bluey out. Remember that all of this is symbolic. It is as if Bluey were bringing the bad thing into the house, something Chili does not want to face. Chili gets upset while cleaning the house. Brace yourself because yes, all of this has to do with the lost pup. At one point, Chili does everything she can to stop Bluey from coming back into the house. She does not want to face the rainwater, but she ends up losing because problems do not disappear when you ignore them. It is only when Chili goes out into the rain and hugs her daughter, meaning when she accepts everything, that the storm ends and the sun comes back out. Then Bluey, who is trying to stop the rain, shows her mother a clear sky decorated with 2 rainbows. Remember when I explained that a rainbow baby is a child born after a family has already lost a pup? If 2 rainbows appeared, that means both Bluey and Bingo are rainbow babies. This episode says a lot about the pup Mrs. Healer lost because the rain represents the pain she does not want to face. The pain of losing a pup and the fear of getting pregnant again. And do you want to see one more cool detail? Go back to the laundry room scene and look inside the washing machine. Long Dog is hidden inside it, right in the back of the house, in the place Chili uses to wash the dirty clothes. And what color is he? Exactly, he is purple, the same color as Roxy. No, it is not a coincidence, just like it was no coincidence that Chili cried in the episode with the crib. Crying. Chili cries in the opening moments of the season 3 episode Bedroom, and when Bluey asks her why, Mrs. Healer says it is because of everyone who has been in it. Of course, she tries to play it off by saying it was first Bluey's crib and then Bingo's, but right afterward, she says that no one else is ever going to sleep in it again. It is another reason for us to believe that Chili was talking about the pup she lost. And not only that, the strongest detail is that she dreams of being the mother of 3 pups, not just 2. She did not want to get rid of the crib, meaning another child could arrive in the
the next season. Of course, she could still have another one, but unfortunately her first pup was gone forever. Or maybe the pup became a ghost who appears in the family's life as Long Dog or even as a fairy, just like we have already seen happen. Does Bluey really hide this many mysteries? That is a subject for another day. Until then,
We've left 2 videos on your screen so you can choose and keep having fun with us. See you in the next video.